Freedom of speech is extremely important and every democracy must support it. But freedom of speech doesn't mean the right to defame others and slander others. Freedom of speech does not mean that you can spew venom about anybody from a public platform. And that is exactly what the internet provides for the normal public. Today, when a Google marketing executive comes to you to make a presentation, he talks about the internet and Google being a part of the new media. Internet is today being called the new media. This new media is propagated as a platform where you can freely express your thoughts. And it is fantastic. I have written articles previously on how internet has become a boon for serious journalists. Journalists who were not getting support of media houses because of their commercial restrictions. Journalists who wanted to do a story, but because the media house had a vested interest, they were not allowed to carry the story. And for all of them, internet is a huge boon. And freedom of speech is an extremely important pillar of any democracy. But freedom of speech does not mean the right to slander anybody. Freedom of speech doesn't mean that you can abuse anybody. If anybody tries to abuse anybody publicly, then he can be charged for defamation. And this is exactly what was missing on the internet in India. All this while, what one saw was complete abuse of the word freedom of speech. In the name of freedom of speech, you were blatantly lying about people, you were blatantly lying about organizations, you were blatantly lying about products. You could abuse, you could use any kind of filthy language, and that is not freedom of speech. Especially when you call something media. Media, the word media is associated with responsibility, and anything that is a part of media, which people trust, people look up to, has to behave responsibly. And every search engine is today a medium which people look up to for truth, for true thoughts, for true knowledge about something. And that's why people look into a search engine. They go to a search engine because they're expecting the search engine to provide them truth. And when it's a public search engine and it's a public platform, you can't promote things which are lies on a public platform. It's as simple as that. And this is where Google is one of the world's largest slander supporting organizations. Today, the internet is virtually a place for not just great knowledge, but also a lot of slander. And Google promotes that slander and gives it to the public as if it's truth. And this is where laws have to be strictly made, where slander can't be promoted on a public platform. You want to have freedom of speech, please sit in your home, abuse anybody you want to. You want to have freedom of speech, please take out a diary and write anything you want to. You want freedom of speech, please go to your personal website and on a password protected page, write any abuse that you want to, and you want to share it with anybody, share the password, let that person have access to it. But Google cannot promote that page, which is a personal page of personal viewpoints to the public for viewing in the name of freedom of speech. And this has to be curbed. And this is where internet, latest Information Technology Act notification comes as a boon to the Indian consumers. Every celebrity, every top company, every top organization is today facing the big challenge of how to see to it that lies about them are not being spread on the internet. And this is becoming a tool for competitors to promote lies about their competition. So if you are a competitor, if you're a negative-minded competitor, all you have to do is just abuse, just write lies, and see to it that lie comes in the top search whenever your competitor's profile is being searched. And this is typically how Google supports slander. And this supporting of slander has to be necessarily stopped, and this is where the new Information Technology Act is a huge boon, because if you are talking about it being the new media, then you have to assume the responsibilities which come with the word media, and the word media is associated with truth, with facts, with proofs, and with responsibility. Of course, every human being has freedom of speech, and every human being must have the right to say anything he wishes to in private, in a private password protected manner on the internet, on anywhere. That is a fact. If that's correct, then it should be promoted, by Google. The point is that the moment something is challenged as defamatory, Google must necessarily see to it that that content is removed till there is a judgment on that content and it is proven that the content is true, because otherwise there are innocent people, there are innocent organizations, excellent products which are being defamed shamelessly on the internet, and search engines like Google and Yahoo are a part of this promotion of defamatory stuff on the internet.